everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh my gosh, I have been up since 5:30. I haven't had any coffee or breakfast. It's 10:30 now, so I've been up for 5 hours. I have been literally waiting to get on Facebook Live. I've been stopping myself from going live at 6:30 this morning, and I have been waiting to come on so I can talk to you. I am so excited to talk to you about this topic today. In case you don't know me, my name is Jessie. I am from East Texas, and I help women feel beautiful in their own skin. I'm so excited to talk to you guys this morning. I can't even. Okay, so if you're just waking up this morning, if you're just tuning in, if your day hasn't exactly started, or if you've been up as early as I have, and you're just taking a minute to rest and watch this, please do me a favor, okay? Take a big breath and get excited, because you guys, this is the most amazing topic. I have learned so much, and I cannot wait to share this with you. Okay, so the topic of today's live is 5 tips to help you get out of your own way, right? Okay, so before I go into the tips or the homework, I guess, let me explain a few things to you so you kind of know where I'm coming from, okay? In order to have this work, you have to understand the difference between shoulds and musts, M-U-S-T-S, musts, okay? And the difference between standards versus goals, okay? So how many of you have woken up in the morning and you're like, I should go running today? Or I should eat a healthy breakfast? Or, I don't know. You guys, it's up to you. Whatever's happening in your life, how many of you have those shoulds in your life, okay? Put a number 1 in the comments if you have a should in your life, okay? Now tell me, how many of you have been in a situation where it is dire, and a situation where things are gonna get pretty serious, and all of a sudden you don't have shoulds anymore, you have musts, okay? So here's an example of that. How about, like, I only have $20 until payday. I must find a way, or I must sell something so I can pay that bill. Or I just found out that I have a lump in my breast. I must go to the doctor. Okay, those are starts to be musts. Okay, or maybe these are all things that I've experienced myself, you guys. So please don't think that I'm calling anybody out. My child is sick, I must take them to the doctor. Okay, there's a very, 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 very big difference between should and must. When you are over here in the should camp, you are basically giving yourself an out. Well, I should, but I probably won't. Or I should stop smoking. I don't know. You know what I mean? Or I just found out that smoking is causing something within my lungs. I must stop smoking. Okay, so I need for you to understand the difference between those two things. And I want you to think in your brain right now, do you focus more on should? Do you say to yourself should? Or do you say to yourself must? Which camp do you hang out in the most, do you think? And there's no shame in this game, you guys, because I'm going to show you how to overcome this, okay? So if you think that you're more in the should category, and it's even, you guys, it could be, oh my gosh, I should go grocery shopping today. Oh, whoops, gonna have to go tomorrow. You know what I mean? Or there's no food in the refrigerator. I must go shopping today, okay? So if you're in camp of should, put an A, okay? And if you're in the camp of must, and everybody has both. You can even be an AB if you want. Put a B. Okay, so then there's a difference between standards and goals, okay? So a goal could be, I want to lose 15 pounds before Christmas, okay? That would be a goal. But a standard would be more like, you know what? I don't care about the weight. I want to live a healthier lifestyle, okay? I'm going to do these things to get there, okay? It's more of a mindset. Standards of like, I will not tolerate people talking crap to me. I will not tolerate people being rude. I will not tolerate lateness or tardiness. I will not tolerate stealing. I will not tolerate. Okay, so those are standards. Goals are more like, my goal is to be friends with this person. Hope it works out. Okay, so if you are in the camp of where you're standing, when you know your standards. And you know what, you guys, if you're hearing this for the first time, it might be to where you need to change your standards, or you might need to understand that you need to function within more standards than goals. Okay, so I want to give you an example, a really sweet example, okay, of standards versus goals. So as some of you guys know, my kiddos, they swim, okay? They have swum since September. It's a year-round swimming thing, okay? Recently, I had this really sweet discussion with a new friend of mine. I will just call her friend. And she has a son, okay? The conversation was about how many days a week we take our kids to swim, okay? Now, the pool is open 6 days a week. The coaches recommend, and that's just a suggestion, that we can go that the kids can go 3 to 4 days. It's recommended that they go at least 3 or 4 days, okay? So I was talking to in my head, and this is the difference between mindset, okay? In my head, I thought no more than 4. My friend took it as we need to be there every day. So it also comes down to the kids, okay? So my kids go whenever I say let's go. Her child has a goal, and he has standards for himself, and he has things that he wants to accomplish, and his standard is that he is at the pool every day. He doesn't want to miss, okay? So that's the difference between standards and goals, because I will tell you that I was talking to one of the coaches about my child, and I said, wow, you know, she's really improved. And she said, that is consistency and showing it for practice. It is a standard in our house now that we will be going to practice. It's not an option. We will reach our goals eventually by sticking on to those standards. So anyway, just wanted to share that sweet story. I was like, yeah, didn't you know we only have to go 3 to 4 times a week? And she's like, no, we go 5. So that kind of opened my eyes of like, oh, well, what's our standard for swimming? I mean, my kids, I talk to them, hey, what goals do we want? Okay, then we need to set those standards. So basically, in telling you the difference between shoulds and musts and standards and goals, I want to talk to you about who you believe you are, because this is the area where we get in our own way, okay? Who you believe that you are, I want you to know that it's a chemical reaction in your brain, that your brain will take you there. Did you know that? So there's this thing called RAS, okay? I didn't write down what it stands for, but I can get it. I'll put it in the comments below. But it controls consciousness, it controls sleep, it controls wakefulness, and it controls the ability to focus attention on something, okay? So here's an example of this. Have you ever in your life thought of something and then all of a sudden you started seeing it somewhere, okay? So I'll give you an example of that. I needed a new car desperately, and I decided after doing lots of research that I wanted to get a Honda Pilot, okay? I rarely ever saw Honda Pilots before, but as soon as I decided I'm gonna get a Honda Pilot, I kid you not, everywhere I looked, there was a Honda Pilot somewhere, okay? And not only that, but I knew what color I wanted. I wanted a white one, and all of a sudden I started seeing white Honda Pilots everywhere. Because whatever you focus on in your brain is what your mind will start to do for you, okay? This isn't some kind of like crazy self-help, boogie woogie kind of stuff, okay? This is like psychology. This is how your brain works, okay? And the reason, so going back to who do you believe that you are? Because who you believe that you are is so, so, so important. Your brain, whatever you tell your brain about who you are, whatever you tell yourself about who you are, is what your brain will work towards. So if you tell yourself, everybody's mean to me, you're going to be surrounded by people who are you're gonna attract that. You're gonna have people around you that are mean, because your brain is searching that out. If you go around and you say, I never have any money, guess what? Broke is gonna find you. If you walk around and you say, I don't even know, you guys. I know. I hope that red light doesn't turn red. It's gonna turn red. You guys gotta turn it around and say, okay, anyway, let's move on. So I want to ask yourself, are you the kind of person, I want you to ask yourself, are you the kind of person that when things happen, do you wallow in it, or do you find a solution? Do you get creative and you decide, I'm not going to let it get me down, I'm going to actually do something about it, okay? So, the thing is that we create something that is kind of called rituals. Now, I don't mean that in like a spiritual, weird way. I mean that as in, what is your routine? What are the things that you do on a daily basis, okay? So for example, again, maybe you wake up in the morning, or maybe you sleep in, okay? And then maybe you wake up in the morning and the first thing you do is you go get your coffee. And then maybe you think about having a healthy breakfast, but then maybe you grab that donut. Or maybe you grab that sugary cereal, or maybe you don't even eat breakfast at all, like me, okay? So, which I'm working on. Okay, so now let's say that your standard in your life, your goal is to lose weight, but that's what your daily routine is. You have to ask yourself, is that daily routine, is that ritual of getting up in the morning, going to get coffee, whatever's in the coffee, and then whatever you eat, is that helping you reach your goal? Is that helping you set the standard for what you want in your life? Probably not, because I'll tell you that most people that want to lose weight, they probably sleep in their yoga pants and tank top, and they have their shoes by the bed, and when that alarm goes off at 6 o'clock in the morning, they put those shoes on and they get out the door, okay? And they do that on a consistent basis. If you ask people who are living the healthy lifestyle, I'm not, they're living the healthy lifestyle, ask them, how many times a week do you work out? They'll probably tell you 3 to 4 times a week. I know a girl who wakes up every single day and does 2 fitness classes. I'm so in awe of her, okay? That's getting it done. If I sit here and I say, I wanna lose weight, or I wanna, do something, and I'm not putting the steps in to do it, to actually do it, I'm not going to be able to accomplish it, and then I'm going to wonder why I'm having such a hard time. And the thing is that sometimes we don't realize that what we do on a daily basis is really giving us the effects. It's giving us an effect. It's just a matter of whether or not we like the effect or not, okay? So the reason why I'm talking to you about this is because we don't always quite understand that there's 2 ways to look at failure and success. They're 2 separate things, right? Actually, let me rephrase that. Failure and success are 2 separate things, but we can look at them the same way. That's what I meant to say. Because failure comes from the little things, right? Failure to make that call, failure to pay that bill, failure to be on time. Failure comes in small little doses, but you know what? Success comes in small doses too, right? It just grows. So maybe you do make that phone call, and then you do remember to follow up with that customer, and maybe you do read those 10 pages of that book you want to read. Those consistent things in a positive direction are what are going to get you to your goal, but you have to set that standard, okay? And it's a must. It's not a should, it's a must. So that's how it all ties in together. So failure comes in small little things, but success does also. So here are the 5 steps. Are you ready? Not 4, there's 5. Okay, number 1, so here's what I want you to do, and this is just to help you get out of your own way now that you kind of understand the difference in what camp you're in. The first one is, what is an area of your life, just answer this question and really think about it and really be honest with yourself, okay? What is an area of your life that you want to improve? Okay, so just pick one, just to start. Don't bombard yourself, you'll get overwhelmed, because there's lots for all of us, right? So maybe yours is that you do want to lose weight, or maybe yours is that you want to, it could be your body, it could be your career, it could be relationships, it could be stuff with your kids, it could be like the spiritual side of your life, or it could be financially, it could be anything, okay? So I want you to think about what is an area of your life that you want to improve. And then I want you to, number 2, is to write down what your life is like in that area, okay? Do it right now. Be specific. Write the truth, okay? Nobody's going to see this. Nobody's going to know that you're doing this. Write down specifically what really is your life. Take a take a minute to look at the big picture of that specific area that you want to improve and really get honest with yourself about what life is like in that category, okay? Number 3 is, what are the rituals that have put you there? Okay, so like I said, if I keep using weight loss, I could care less about exercising, by the way. I'm just using it as an example, although I have been going to the gym because I like to walk. So what are the rituals that put you there? So maybe it's a relationship, and maybe your partner says loving things to you, but you don't always say loving things back. Maybe that's a reality. I want you to be real. I want you to be honest. I don't want you to edit yourself in any way, and don't gyp yourself by not being honest. Really take the time to jot these things down so you can figure out what it is that's putting you in this position to not have what it is that you want to have. Okay, so I want you to know while you're writing this down, even if you don't like the results, there's some ritual that puts you in that place, that's keeping you in that place. And it's the little consistent things. So that's why I really want you to take the time to really examine this, okay? Number 4 is, now on the positive side, what do you want to be? Okay, so if you want to be a great mom, great. What does that look like to you, okay? I want you to really think about, what does it look like for you to be a great mom in your own eyes? Now, these are your own eyes. Don't care about anybody else's standards, what anybody else thinks. In your own eyes, what would it take for you to feel like you're a great mom? What would it take for you to feel like you're a great friend? What would it take for you to feel like you're spiritually connected? What would it feel like for you to feel like you're connecting with your spouse, okay? That's up to you to decide what that looks like. And then number 5, now that you know what that looks like, what do you think the rituals are? What are you gonna have to do to get there? What do you need to keep doing consistently? And I mean small little steps. So let's say it's with your kids. You want to have a better relationship with your kids. Maybe you take the time to compliment them one time each day and not say anything negative at all, okay? Maybe you can put little post-it notes around, little post-it notes around to remind you that you need to compliment them today. Maybe once a week you decide that from now on, once a week, we're gonna go do something fun and we're gonna go and spend time together and put the electronics away. So when you're thinking about the things of what you need to do to get there, whatever you have in your mind, think about the little things that you need to do to get there. How do you feel about that? Is that weird, you guys? Is that weird? I don't think it's weird. I think that the most successful people in life, and I don't mean successful business, I mean just successful in life, good relationships, happy home, whatever. I know that having all of that all the time is not necessarily real because people have their days, but I'm telling you, there are things that we're doing in our lives that are stopping us and we're getting in our own way. And if I can help just one person get out of their own way, then that's my definition of success. Excuse me. It's not about money in the bank. It's about lifting other people up, teaching them something maybe that they didn't know, teaching them to be resourceful, and teaching them to think about things in another way, because I strongly believe that if you have a positive mind, you have a positive life, honestly. So I hope that helped you today. I don't want this to be too long. I hope you guys have an amazing day. I'm so excited that I got to speak to you guys about this today. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me. I love it. If you feel like this would help somebody, please share it, because there might be somebody who's having a really rough day today and they may not know that they have the opportunity and the power to change it themselves. A lot of times it comes from prayer and whatnot, but sometimes it's our own choices that make us get in our own way. So I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.